Here are 5 theme and amusement parks that you need to keep your eye on in 2025, because that is the year that I predict that each of these awesome parks could be announcing a new major roller coaster. My name is Brandon, and welcome to Theme Park Predictions. And each of these parks I have personally been to, and they're really good parks overall. However, in 2025, I think they could be announcing potentially the best coaster to open up at each of these parks. I'm also going to share with you what type of coaster that I would personally add if I was in charge of that park. Now, mind you, that really isn't a prediction, but it's more or less what I think makes the most sense and would benefit the park the most. With that being said, let's talk about Valleyfair, because the last coaster that was added to this awesome park in Minnesota was Renegade, and that opened up in 2007. And this GCI wooden coaster really is awesome. But Valleyfair is desperately lacking a new coaster. And I think that in 2025, Valleyfair will be announcing that they're going to be adding a brand new coaster to the park. And I predict that it's going to feature inversions and possibly a launch. Because currently, the only coaster that goes upside down at Valleyfair is their corkscrew coaster that features 3 inversions. And that's an old aero corkscrew style ride. So Valleyfair desperately needs a modern coaster that features inversions. And we all know that the Dinosaurs Alive area in front of the park is where this coaster is going to go. And as far as what type, if I was in charge, I would really look into adding a brand new mini B&M dive coaster. Something just like Iron Menace at Dorney Park, however, more of a compact layout, and features, 2 or 3 inversions, some good airtime hills, and some other great elements. I really feel like having a 165-foot tall dive coaster on the right-hand side of the park as you're walking in really will dominate the Valleyfair skyline. And these type of rides are so marketable, and the GP obviously loves them. And I predict with the success of Iron Menace at Dorney Park, Cedar Fair is going to be keeping B&M on their speed dial when it comes to their mini dive coasters for other smaller parks. Heading down to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas next. And I know that their last major coaster was the Cliffhanger, which opened up in 2022. And this B&M mini dive coaster is fantastic. I love this ride. In fact, I actually prefer it over Valravn at Cedar Point. I know, fill the comments up with complaints about that, but I really like this ride. It's fun. And Six Flags Fiesta Texas usually gets a major coaster every 3 to 4 years. And in 2026, when this ride would open up, would be 4 years. And I feel like the area behind the Big Spin, or Pandemonium, whatever it's called now, makes the most sense. The boardwalk area of this park never really gets the crowds that it deserves. And it's really a great themed area filled with flat rides and the awesome dark ride. However, they definitely could benefit from having a new anchor attraction. And the park just removed their slingshot. So anything can happen in this area, and this is a massive plot of land. And as far as what I would add, if I was in charge, I would definitely go with a GCI wooden twister coaster in this plot of land. It would really fit the whole boardwalk theme perfectly, making it out and back twister, kind of like maybe Mystic Timbers, that style of layout, or even like a Gold Striker maybe. Whatever GCI could fit in this would do really good. I would love to see the park pay homage to the original Rattler and have this wooden coaster interact with the rock quarry wall on this side of the park. I think that would be awesome. And a ride like this would really do well for Fiesta because they do not offer a wooden coaster. So anything is possible, but I really feel like if I was in charge, that would make the most sense. Now, have you been on Wildcat's Revenge yet? The brand new RMC hybrid coaster that opened up at Hersheypark in 2023. This ride really is top notch, and it's my second favorite coaster at the park. But here's the thing, Hersheypark is growing so fast, and every few years they add a brand new coaster. We saw this when the park opened up Pandemonium in 2020, and then Wildcat's Revenge in 2023. So in 2026, I predict that's going to be the year that Hersheypark opens up their next coaster. Now, as for what type of coaster, well, if I was in charge of the park, I would call up Vekoma and have them design me a ride just like Big Bear Mountain and place it along Candemonium and under Candemonium and extend the Chocolatetown area of the park to feature a new flat ride plus this new coaster. I really feel like this area is going to be home to a new ride or even a new themed area down the road. And I feel like having a ride like Big Bear Mountain that offers 2 or 3 launches and a 39-inch height requirement would do so well for Hershey, because we already know this park is totally great thrill rides and thrill coasters, but a true family coaster on the same size as Big Bear Mountain, in my opinion, again, would really benefit Hersheypark. Now, we're not traveling too far for this next park because we're heading to Six Flags America. Yes, I said it. Six Flags America, I predict, will be opening up a new coaster in 2026. Now, as for what type of coaster, well, what I would do, obviously, if I was in charge, I would call up RMC and have them work magic on War. This Twister GCI wooden coaster isn't that pleasant to ride. It doesn't even offer the nicer trains, and it just kind of sits there. But the good news is that Six Flags America is totally revitalizing this area around War for 2024. So that's what leads me to believe that in 2026, we are going to see an all-new coaster that uses obviously the supports of Roar, but features maybe a 120-foot tall lift hill, 3 inversions, a bunch of airtime, tunnels. I really feel like RMC can really make this coaster even better than Joker out at Discovery Kingdom, since that was a clone of Roar at Six Flags America, and really make this ride the best coaster at Six Flags America. And I really do believe deep down that this is going to be happening. Now, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing right now, then please check out keepridingcoasters.com to grab your shirt today. They come in hoodies, as well as tanks and women's shirts, as well as kids. Again, check out keepridingcoasters.com. And now for this last park. And it might shock you, but Fun Spot America. Now, this place is awesome. It's located right across I-4 from Universal Orlando. And the last coaster that they added was White Lightning and Freedom Flyer when they both opened up in 2013. So Fun Spot Orlando America is past due. And I really feel like 2026 will be the year. However, with an outside chance, we could see a new coaster opening up in 2025. As for what type of coaster, this is more or less a prediction because RMC and Fun Spot love working with each other, and I've said it in past videos where I can easily see Fun Spot America build a brand new RMC single roller coaster at this park. They have the room, and these type of rides would do great for this type of park, and this would give Fun Spot America excellent marketing power to market Florida's only single roller coaster. That's really important because as you're driving down I-4, you always see Fun Spot billboards. And now people are going to get intrigued by riding a Florida's first that's not located at SeaWorld, Universal, or even Walt Disney World. So I really feel like this makes the most sense for Fun Spot. Obviously, RMC Raptors aren't that expensive, so they can definitely afford it. And again, we've already seen RMC work with Fun Spot for Air Force One in Atlanta, which is a fantastic coaster. And then down in Kissimmee, we see Mindblower get some new track from RMC for their coaster. And now that means Fun Spot in Orlando is the only park that does not work with RMC yet, and that's going to change. And word on the street is when Fun Spot built Air Force One, they signed a contract for 3 new RMC coasters. So that means huge things are coming to Fun Spot America in Orlando, and I cannot wait for the future of these 3 awesome parks. But there's one problem with RMC and the future of the company that I'm a little bit skeptical on. In this video right here, you're going to learn about why RMC, in my opinion, could be in trouble. With all that being said, which parks are you keeping an eye out in 2025 for them to announce a new coaster that's going to open up in 2026? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.